During my 13 years of education, I've gathered a ton of tips that are going to help you become the best student in your class. This works if you are in middle school or high school. Don't lie to yourself that it's hard. Actually, it's very easy. And here's how to do it. Step 1. Study smarter, not harder. A majority of us students don't like to study, but we have to do it. If you have the willpower to study a lot, kudos to you. But if you don't, it becomes important how effectively you study, not how much you study. Study to understand things and not to remember by heart. Of course, some professors require you to learn some things by heart, and you have to respect that and do as they say. But first, try to understand that stuff and only then learn it by heart. Find a method for studying which suits you and which you find interesting. Step 2. Find time for studying. Let's say that after school you've attended your sports activities and it's already 6 p.m. Then you become tired and decide to take a nap after that. So you wake up at 9 p.m. Your friend calls you and wants to play Minecraft with you, and you just can't resist the urge to play Minecraft. So you stay up until 11 p.m, but tomorrow you have an exam, and you haven't studied the whole day. If you find the willpower, you can wake up at 4 a.m. and learn everything for your exam by the time your school starts. Maybe your eyes will hurt in school throughout the day because you've slept just for 4 hours, but you will get a better grade than you would have gotten if you haven't woken up and studied. Research shows that people only really need 6 hours of sleep and that's enough. If your eyes start hurting, you can make a towel wet with cold water and then press it against your closed eyes. Hold it there for 4 to 5 minutes and the pain will eventually go away. Step 3. Find a good spot to sit in class. During the classes in which you are good at, you can most definitely sit in the first row. For other classes, find a strategic spot to sit. The desk in the second row on the left side of the classroom is perfect for you to sit. There, you can easily be active in class, and it's a good spot for cheating because teachers more often look at the students in the back of the class than at the students in the front of the class. Don't be a long distance away from the teacher because it's possible that he will forget that you exist. The fifth row on the left side of the classroom is also great for cheating and whispering in class. Never sit in the middle row. Also, don't rely too much on cheating and whispering. It doesn't work every time. Step 4. Be active in class. Make sure to answer the questions the teacher is asking. For in case you're not sure what the answer is, keep your notebook or book in front of you. If you get it wrong, it's not the end of the world. Good professors won't yell at you. Actually, they will tell you which is the right answer and will help you understand it. Sometimes raise your hand up to tell the class an interesting fact about the current topic. Being active is one of the most important factors. That way you'll learn in class and you will need a lot less time to study at home. And that way the teacher will keep in mind your activity in class, and if you get, let's say, a B on a test, he will maybe give you some extra points for an A. Step 5. Learn grammar and spelling. If you take a test, the teacher won't like it if you write the word address with one D or friend like this. He'll just get the impression that you're poorly educated and that you don't deserve an A. This applies to any class. Step 6. Never say, I don't know. Imagine that today is December 9th. The 9th letter of the alphabet is the letter I, and your name is Isaac. So they ask you a question. Don't tell them that you don't know the answer, because that makes you seem like an F in the teacher's eyes. Instead, ask your friends around for help. If they are good at whispering, then they will help you. But if the teacher catches them whispering and they give up, you're on your own. Start talking about something you've known from experience, but which is at least a little connected to the subject which the question falls in. If he asks you about World War II, remember that documentary you have watched on history about Hitler and start blabbering about something you remember from it. Try to be as confident as you can and avoid appearing scared or anxious. Step 7. Always maintain eye contact with the teacher. It's important that you're always following the teacher with your eyes while he's teaching, because that way the teacher gets the impression that you are actively listening even when you are in fact not. You appear like you are interested in the lecture. Never look out the window or sleep in class, because the teacher immediately stereotypes you as an uninterested student and you will never get an A unless you work really hard. Step 8. Speak loudly. There's nothing worse than when you start talking and people 2 desks away can't hear a single thing. Be as loud as you can so that the teacher and every single student can hear you very clearly. Don't speak so fast. Slowly say what you want so that everyone can understand you. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Step 9. Be very confident in yourself. When you raise your hand to ask a question, don't raise it like your arm doesn't have any bone in it. Raise it highly like you mean it. Teachers like it when they see you are determined. Sit upright but stay relaxed. Take up as much space as you need, but don't make your desk buddy feel uncomfortable if you have one. That is the body language that shows people that you are not scared but rather confident. Step 10. When you take an exam, always aim at an A+. When some students take a test, they think that they know for a C, so they answer only the questions necessary to achieve that grade, and they leave the rest. However, they often make a mistake by thinking they don't have the knowledge for a higher grade, so they don't even try to answer some harder questions, which maybe they would have answered correctly only if they have tried. When you take an exam, always aim for an A. Step 11. Don't speak in class. A lot of teachers hate it if someone is disturbing their class. Try not to disturb their class, but on the other hand, don't be very quiet. That way the teacher may think that you're uninterested. Step 12. Don't let your friends bother you. You're taking a test and your friend is bothering you, asking for help, and you know that this test is really important to you. Don't help him at all costs, unless something is simple and short, but don't read him a mile-long answer. If he gets mad at you, then he's not your friend. But if you have a chance to help him and you don't, then you are a true suka bljat. Step 13. Always smile. Always come to school with a smile on your face, and always finish school with a smile on your face. Don't let a bad grade get to you, because the depression will badly affect your grades in other classes. Never argue with a teacher, because the teacher is always right, even when he's not. You will achieve nothing with an argument, you can only make it worse. If you start panicking and start going crazy about getting an F in a class, just remember how some kids in Africa are hungry and don't have any food. They would give everything if they could be in your place. Your life is great and there are a lot of people that have harder lives than yours. Recognize when a stupid thing annoys you and just leave it. Step 14. Join a sports team. It's infinitely important that you join some sports team and take sports lessons like swimming, basketball, volleyball, or any other sport. Firstly, your body health and your mental health will improve. Secondly, a great college will more often give a scholarship to an athlete than a regular student. That way, you will have a chance to attend a college for free or for less money. Step 15. Stop playing video games. How much time do you spend playing video games? I'm not saying that video games are having bad effects on you, but the time you spend on them is the time you could have spent on being productive. I do it like this. When it's the school year, I don't play games at all, but when it's the summer break, I relax and play them as much as I want. I know that some people won't agree with me, but I don't give a crap. I know I'm right. While playing games, you are literally just wasting time. I also like games, but I wouldn't like them to interfere with my road to success. Step 16. For non-English speaking people, learn the English language. English is the key to an easier life. If you understand English, you can easily find everything that you need on Google. Your language may not be best suited for searching things on Google, so there may not be a lot of pages that can answer the questions you have. Instead of writing this in your language, search for this. Your user experience on computers and phones will be much better since all of them are in English. You will start watching movies without subtitles and the English in class won't be a problem anymore. Step 17. Never give up. Being an A+ student isn't very hard. Don't make excuses how you're not intelligent enough or tell yourself you can easily get an A but you don't want to. I'm not saying that you must go blind from studying, but you must put some effort into it. If the professor at the end of the school year asks you which grade do you think you deserve, always tell him you deserve one grade higher than the reality is. As an example, if you have points for a C, tell him you think you deserve a B and that you know more than you have been showing in class. Maybe he will give you one last chance to get yourself a higher grade. Step 18. College is better than high school, which is better than middle school. People who have finished college will tell you that college is a lot cooler than high school and that high school is a lot cooler than middle school. So as you advance in schools, it will get much more interesting. You will get better friends and become more experienced, which will make it all easier for you. And if you work harder now, you will struggle less for the rest of your life. So it's better you study now, so you become happier later in life. Step 19. Take advantage of teachers' weaknesses. Let's say that you have to write an essay for the class, and you know that your teacher loves listening to Ricky Martin. You need a good grade, so what would you do? Of course, you would mention Ricky Martin in your essay. Step 20. For every class you follow, find the best method for studying. As an example, when you're studying foreign words, write them down on a paper, then test yourself over and over. That will help you learn the words by heart, but also you need to use your brain when you study. Some words are similar in multiple languages. For example, pizza is very similar in English and Serbian. Or for example, attack is very similar in English and Italian. In English it's attack, and in Italian it's attaccare or attacciare or attacciare, I don't know. That way you will remember words more easily. If you're studying history, don't let that be hard for you. History is just one large but interesting story. You can figure out by yourself what's important and what's not. Some information, like some unimportant years, you can very well skip. For other things, just imagine the events and picture them in your head. In biology class, you can learn some things by heart, but other things you must understand. For example, how plants breathe. First, you have to understand the essence of it, and then, by reading it again and again, you need to try to understand and learn the details. Pictures are very important. They help you visualize what's happening. So with pictures, it all goes much faster. Math is a cool subject. The most important advice I can give you is to listen to your teacher in school when he's explaining something. Also, do your homework regularly and practice math regularly. You can't take the test and score a good grade without practice. Your hand needs to get used to doing math, even if you understand the subject very well. Write in the comments your advice for doing great in school. If you could like this video and show it to your friends, that would be great. Also, please subscribe to this channel and I will give you more advice for how to be good at school.